You're browsing for the perfect home in Florida and you find one that checks all the boxes except for one thing. It has solar panels. You might wonder, are they worth it? Do they add value to the home? Today, we're diving into the hot topic of solar panels. Yes, I did that. I'm going to share the upsides of having solar panels in Florida, as well as the disadvantages of solar panels that you should know before you make the decision to purchase a home with solar panels. I'm Kathy Williams, and I'm one half of a mother-daughter realtor duo, Team Williams, and we are your Orlando relocation experts. Let's start with the upsides, because there are definitely some solid reasons why solar panels are so popular here in Central Florida. Now, Florida gets somewhere between 230 to 250 sunny days a year. And because of the high amount of sunshine, solar panels on a home can operate really well and save you money. Now, there is a caveat to this upside, which I'll talk about later. But because we Floridians rely on AC so much, electric bills can get quite high, depending on the size of the home. With solar, people can save a significant amount of money each year on the cost of electricity. On average, homeowners with solar panels save around $150 per month or $1,800 a year, and this is about $50,000 or more over the lifetime of the solar panel system. However, I want to clarify that solar does not completely remove the need to pay an electric bill. You would still need to have an account with an electric company and pay a monthly fee of normally about $30 to remain in the electric grid. This fee applies regardless of how much electricity is generated from the panels. Duke Energy, the largest electric company in the greater Orlando area, states this fee is a minimum usage charge to cover the cost of maintaining the electric grid for all customers. But staying connected to the grid has an upside. In Florida, net metering is a billing system that credits homeowners for the electricity they send back to the grid from their solar panels. So this offsets the energy bills. Essentially, it allows homeowners to earn credits for excess solar energy produced. Then they can use this to offset their electricity consumption during times when their panels aren't generating enough power. So another benefit to solar panels is that if you're purchasing them, you are eligible for federal tax credits. Ding, 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 that's a bonus. Currently, around 30% of the system cost, and that can save you thousands. Florida also offers a property tax exemption, so adding solar won't increase your assessed property value for taxes. All right, now let's talk about the downsides of solar panels. And by the way, if you're finding value in this video, go ahead and give it a like to see more videos like this one. If you're interested in moving to the greater Orlando area, you should consider subscribing to our channel. We also have a greater Orlando relocation guide that you can download by clicking the link in the description box. This guide is a great way to get familiar with greater Orlando and all it has to offer. The first downside to solar panels is the cost associated with them. A standard solar panel system can typically cost anywhere from $15,000 to $35,000, but it can cost more. Of course, you can save money with the federal tax credit, but based on the average amount that homeowners save on electricity with solar panels, it could be 10 years before you start seeing a return on your investment. So if you're considering purchasing a home with solar panels, it's important to find out how the seller purchased the solar panels. Are they leased or does the seller own them? If there is financing involved, will it be paid off by closing or will you need to assume the loan? It's important to know the agreement in place between the seller and the solar panel company and find out if it's possible to transfer any existing warranty. These are all important considerations to factor in when considering the costs of owning the home that has solar panels. Another downside to solar is that if you need to repair or replace the roof, guess what? You need to factor in the expense of removing the panels and having them reinstalled after the roof replacement or repair. It can be somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000 to remove and reinstall solar panels. Sometimes solar panel companies will offer roof replacement services with discounted costs to remove and install the panels if you use their roof replacement service. While panels are pretty low maintenance, Some parts might need servicing over time, so solar panels are another item that you would need to maintain in addition to roof, AC system, and other systems of the home. But this is only if you own the panels once you buy the house. If you're leasing them, then the solar panel company would be responsible for the maintenance. Another disadvantage to solar is that if you need to sell your home, selling it with solar panels can be complicated. In my experience as a realtor, there are some people who are totally fine with purchasing a home with solar, but to many people, solar panels are an immediate deal breaker. If you want to purchase a home with solar panels, I would plan to have the solar panels paid off, or at least mostly paid off by the time you sell. It's easier to sell a home if buyers don't need to assume a solar panel loan or lease. Because if they need to assume a loan or a lease, they also need to qualify for it. If you bought the home with a solar panel lease, a lease is nice because there's no upfront cost or large loan, and the solar panel company is in charge of maintaining them. However, if the panels are leased, they don't add to the value of the property because they still belong to the solar panel company. Only panels that are owned add to the value, and even that's a little gray because not everyone wants solar on their home. This is why it is so important to find out who owns the solar panels and what their financial method was used to obtain them. Ultimately, with solar, you want to know what your expenses will be like if you own the home and if they make sense with your budget and your goals. So, home buyers, here's a checklist of what you need to ask if you're considering a home with solar panels. Is the system owned or leased? Ask for a copy of the contract between the seller and the solar panel company. What are the monthly costs, including the electric bill? How old is the solar system? Solar panels systems can last between 25 to 40 years. How old is the roof? Is there a transferable warranty? These questions are so important. In a sunny place like Orlando, solar panels can be a great investment when done right. If you're thinking about making the move to Greater Orlando, I'm happy to chat more. My contact can be found below and in the description box. And don't forget to download our Greater Orlando Relocation Guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.